Hi, my name's Jamie Schmotzer. I'm an instructor with the Old World Alliance. To all you mothers, happy Mother's Day. To celebrate Mother's Day, today I'm going to be showing you my Mother Canteen carrier by Centerline Systems. So let me show you this. This is my new spring loadout. It's pretty cool. I'll get back to you about that in just a moment. So one thing you might notice right off the bat is that I'm not using a canteen in here. I just took that out. I'll show you what I've taken out of my winter kit. But right now, I've got my spring and summer kit. And for me, one of the biggest, most important things is having a cold drink. So inside of here, ice cubes all the way to the top, cold water, keep me cool. I'm a bigger guy, I overheat easily, so I like to have ice water. Now what's nice about this Mother Canteen carrier is that I can put that in there just fine. It's going to stay in place, I can take it in and out, I can drink straight from it. What I'd like to do is go over all of these things I have on the outside, because as you can see, it's pretty loaded up with stuff. I've got gloves and a Mora attached to this little locking mechanism that I added. So this will open up. I'll show it to you. See this thing here? Just goes right over that loop, locks in place, and then this locks. Okay, now what that does is it gives me a place where I can put this sheath. Was made by J.C. Messer at Messer Custom Leather for Mora HD Companion, and it'll just go right on there. Trying to do it with one hand. There you go. And now I've got my Mora right on the side, okay? Now the gloves have a little one of these guys, and I just put that right on there. Now, if I had my belt kit, which today I don't, I would put the Mora and I would put the gloves on my belt. But, okay, so I want to pause right there for a second. When we're talking about kit, right? There's always a context, and so I want to talk about the context here, okay? If I'm going to take this Mother Canteen carrier out with me, all right, there we go. If I'm going to be taking this out with me, there's a context for it. What is the context? Well, most of the time, I'm going to be taking this out at my sister's place, and I'm just going to be doing a scout. She's got 17 acres. It's almost entirely woods. And so there's certain things, I just want to go for a walk, scout around, see what trees have fallen down, stuff like that. I'm not planning on, camping. I'm probably not in the spring or summer planning on starting a fire. I just need the things that I need. It's not even an emergency kit. It's just the stuff that I want to have with me while I'm out doing my thing, okay? So first of all is that hydration. So I've got ice water, okay? Now inside of there, just to show you, I do have a Snow Peak 700 titanium cup in the bottom. So if I needed to boil water, I could do that. Okay, so I'm going to take this out, set that on the ground. So I do have a pot in there if I needed one. Okay, nice. Right there, right? The Snow Peak 700, nice pot, worked just fine. It's on the bottom. I could heat up water if I need to. Done, okay? All right, so going with the inside, I could be at my sister's house. Again, this is where I'd be using it, 17 acres. It could start raining, so I've got Just a cheapo from Walmart emergency rain poncho. That's all that I have on the inside section. That's in that back slip pocket. Okay, that's all that I have in there. Was the Hydro Flask with the Snow Peak 700 cup and a cheap poncho. Okay. Now, as you can see on the outside, attached to this strap, hope that makes sense, right? This is the one that locks down the canteen. I put one of these clips. Okay, I put one of these clips on there so that I could attach a flashlight. Because if I'm at my sister's house, it might get late. I might need some light. Right here, using one of those clips again, I've got a VanQuest dump pouch. Right? I might want to collect stuff. So this thing opens up. All right, and I've got a big dump pouch. Right, this thing is easily, just dropped my wedding ring. This thing is easily big enough to put that whole Hydro Flask in, if I wanted to. All right, I could put that in there, no problem. I could even put that in there, cinch it up. And the Velcro's not going to get over to close it, but I could do that. I wouldn't, but I could. Just showing how big that VanQuest dump pouch really is. Plenty big enough to put my Hydro Flask and cup. So I've got that. I'll roll that back up. These are great. Just kind of fold it over. It rolls up. There'll be that Velcro right here. Perfect. Got it. Okay. Now, as you see here, on top of the dump pouch, I also have a Hidden Woodsman tinder pouch. Right? So this whole tinder pouch thing is right there. This is the primary one I'm going to use. If this runs out, I've got this one. Cool. So let me roll that back up. But usually if I'm on a scout, I'm going to see stuff. I'm going to see your tulip poplar. I'm going to see whatever. And I want to be able to have an easy way to gather whatever it is that I see. So I've got the gloves, I've got the knife on this side. Now, right in here, oh, see that? Bug spray. Fits right in there, right? That's just a little one that's kind of for an emergency purpose. I've got that right underneath my dump pouch. Right there, okay? See, that's holding this in. And I've got Sawyer picaridin in there. But there's this pouch here. So if I undo that pouch, what are we going to find? Here we're going to find, I'm not going to take it all the way out, but this is a big bottle of bug juice. Again, Sawyer picaridin, right there. This is the one I'm going to use more often. I'm going to have the other one kind of hidden just in case, but 'tis the season. I want to have this. If I'm out doing a scout, remember there's always a context. I'm going to be out there and it's this sort of year. I want to have bug spray. I want it to be there. I want to be able to grab it easily. I want to have lots of it. Okay? So up front, I've got my tinder pouch. I've got my gloves. I've got a Mora. The gloves and the Mora would be on my belt if I were wearing a belt. But if I'm not, I'm going to put them right here. Okay? Now, that center pouch, I'm going to have to lift up the flashlight. This is the one that's got that nice Centerline Systems logo on it. I'm going to open that up. And I have an electrolyte pack. Again, I'm a big guy. I overheat. I've got ice water. I might need some electrolytes, so I just keep that loose. Easy to get to. And this is a first aid kit. Really a boo-boo kit. But this can handle a lot. I've got my Woodsman essential oil kit in there. I've got bandages, just a basic glorified boo-boo kit, and the electrolyte pack. Okay, right there. Okay. Now over on this side, I've got another one of these mechanisms. I'm going to press down on it and it'll open up, as you can see. And on here, I got this from a pocket box. Just a little compass. Now, if I'm at my sister's house, I'm probably not going to get lost. But there's a whole bunch of woods off of her property, and if I go exploring a little bit, it's not a bad idea to have something like that. So here we've got some Gorilla Tape, we've got some bank line, we've got some paracord, and that all is what I keep right on here. And then all I got to do is push that back up. All right, push this in here. And then this will come up and over, and now it's locked in. Okay? Now, in the back, you might be able to see that. I've got some paste beads. There might be an occasion at her place where I want to measure how far away something is. So it makes sense to me to have these paste beads in case I need them for measuring. Now you might also be able to tell here, I've got a little dummy cord, and that dummy cord goes into what's on the side pouch, which I will get to here. What I've got is a Victorinox Hercules with one of these little ferro rod guys that fits in there. These are really easy to break. You've got to be extremely careful. I'm not sure if I recommend these or not. I've broken a bunch of them. You've just got to be careful. I've lost a bunch of them, but this one seems to be okay. I've never used it. It's there if I absolutely need to. Now what you might notice is that, and by the way, that's the rest of what's in here. There's nothing else in this kit that you haven't seen. Now, you might notice that there's no real fire element other than that little tiny ferro rod on the Swiss Army knife. That's because, again, if I'm just doing a scout around my sister's property, I'm just walking around, I'm walking around. I might see some tulip poplar, I might see whatever that I might want to gather, but mostly I'm just going out to see how the property is, where trees have fallen, different things, animals. I might be looking for, coyote den or something like that, whatever. I'm not there to start a fire. If I'm going to start a fire, I'm going to take more than just the mother canteen carrier, right? So there's a context. Why am I wearing this thing? What is it for? What do I need it to do, right? So now I want to show you what I have taken out, right? Because this is my spring loadout. And I took some things out. And I want to show you, right? So, whereas right now in the spring, I want that ice water. Well, if it's fall or winter, I'm more concerned about being able to make things like some soup. It says 3 because I need 3 cups of water, right? So I've got a little Lipton soup. These are great, Oregon chai. This has got sugar and creamer and all that in there. It's just a really nice, smooth chai latte. Just add water. Beautiful. I've got a spoon for either the tea or the soup. This is from, I got this from John at Badger Claw Outfitters. I've got a Strike Force ferrocerium rod, which I've had for, I don't even know, 15 years maybe? So now I need a good fire element. I've got the lid to a Stanley. I'll show you that here in a minute. I've got a tapered Nalgene that I can put over the fire, although I never have. Okay, because it nests perfectly in one of these, right? So we've got that with the lid. Now I can make soup, I can make my tea, I can make whatever I want. And lastly, oh wait, not lastly, I've got some homemade Surefire devices. Just basically, you know, a round cotton pad soaked in my secret sauce, and I've got a lighter. Okay, that's what I took out because I don't need that stuff. That's the whole point of changing things up for the seasons is, you know, obviously in the wintertime it's more important to have fire, it's more important to have warm fluids and all that sort of thing. But right now, I just don't need that. Right now what makes me happy is having a whole hydro flask full of ice cubes with cold water in it. It's going to help to, you know, keep me cool. I've got the rehydration. You know, I've got the things in here that I need for this sort of scout at the property that I'm going to be actually doing, right? This, again, context is everything. This isn't supposed to be a 5C, you know, or a 10C kit. This is, I'm going to be at my sister's property, 17 acres of woods. I'm going to be scouting around. I'm not going to get lost. If there's an emergency, I've got my cell phone. I mean, I'm never going to be that far from the house. I just need the tools and this stuff to keep me going out there. What am I going to do? I might need some gloves to do some, you know, processing or whatever. I might need that knife. You know, there's certain things that I might need for me, what I'm doing, which might be different than what you're doing, and I've got it all right here. So, Mother Canteen carrier on Mother's Day. There you go. This works really, really well for me. Really, really well.